So I never really make these type of videos, but guess what? God spoke to me in my dream. I know it sounds crazy. I never made a video on my YouTube channel about anything to do with religion, really. Just cooking and typical me. But here I am having anxiety, like, oh my gosh, I want to share the message. As you guys know, I do like nutrition. I do have certification in it and everything. It's not my daily thing. I took a break from all that stuff for many years now. Haven't really studied it or pondered on a lot of things about it lately. But last night, I went to sleep. I had a dream about disappointment from God. He said, this is not the way you're supposed to be eating. These are not the ways of healthy living. Because I've asked him in a prayer, I want a long life. What can I do? What is the secret? It's funny because like years later, he finally answered me, because I remember praying about this over and over and over, like a lot, and thinking about it again, and finally got my answer. Sometimes you won't get answers right away, but he said he was disappointed and this isn't the ways to be eating, and was showing me like evil looking people sticking stuff in food. It makes sense, guys. The additives, the dyes, the fake stuff, it's horrible these days, and it's addictive and it's tasty. Yes, I'm guilty of it because I eat some unhealthy things too. Well, I started to like get restless in my sleep, and I couldn't wake up from this, and it was showing me bread, wine, milk, and beans, and it was just like things that people have gardened and picked up from themselves and shared it with people. There's a lot of bartering, trading back in the ancient times, where people made something and they shared it with other, and that's how they got different foods in their diet, because everyone worked together how it's supposed to be. So he was disappointed. So I woke up knowing what I had to do. I woke up thinking about, okay, he told me in my dream that the answer is in the Bible. And I'm like, what? So I started pondering and thinking. When I woke up from my dream, I could not stop thinking about it. Could not stop thinking about it. And when I got a moment of peace to myself, I looked it up in the Bible, what they ate back in the ancient times, or what they ate back in the day. What did they do? I read about they consumed fresh fish, they consumed fresh meat, but in moderation, because it was not always available. They had to hunt for that. They had to find it. It was very hard to find. They also consumed beans, lentils, grains, and bread. People are like staying away from bread. But there's a healthy way of eating bread, apparently. The biblical way. Crazy way of thinking. It's right there, guys. The answer is right there. And also, milk was consumed, of course, fresh. Not like an expiration date. No, they consumed it fresh, like fresh milk, not sitting in the fridge for a while. No, it didn't work like that. And they turned that milk into curds and different things, and that answers your questions about your gut and your intestines, constipations, and anything that anyone's dealing with, Crohn's, ulcer colitis, like all those things that you're struggling with. The answer is right there in the Bible. You need probiotics and prebiotics, and that's in cabbage, and that's in curds, so cottage cheese, and it's in different things that you can find in the biblical way of eating to help you improve your life. And think about it. He also gave me the thought about elderly people. Have you guys ever asked anyone, wow, no offense, but you're really old, what did you do to be so healthy and live so long and be here? It's like a dinosaur. It's a privilege to be that old and live and see everything. I have asked many old people, how did you live? A lot of them, 90% of them, grew up on a farm and had all the fresh stuff they could eat and consume all the fresh things, and it's amazing. They always grew up on a farm, or if they didn't grow up on a farm, their grandmas did, their great-grandmas did, and so they consumed all that fresh food, which produced all them. That's crazy to think about. If you really think about it, they consumed fresh foods on the farm, and they ate home-cooked meals, not like processed meats and processed foods that everyone's getting for the quick fix. Like, it wasn't like that back in the day. It was not like that. My grandmother was way in her 90s, and she lived on a farm, grew up on a farm, and after the farm eras, she home cooked all her meals. She was able to live that long because she cooked her own meals. I have a culinary education background and degree, so my passion was in cooking as well. But I remember improving my health with Hashimoto's and an unstable thyroid and getting on the chunkier side. I remember I became vegetarian because meat wasn't getting consumed properly in my body. Everyone's bodies work different with different diets. But vegetarian life for me worked because I started putting in more vegetables. My body needed it. Prebiotics and probiotics. That's what you need for a healthy, longer life. Prebiotics, probiotics. You guys need that, and not to be deficient in vitamin D. Everyone thinks I need vitamin D from milk. No, it's not just from milk. It's from vegetables, believe it or not. And going out in the sun just a little bit, but not like standing in the sun. It's not always so healthy to be directly in the sun. Back in the day, they found shade. I had a dream where I always get dreams rewinding back in time of ancient times, and they were like under the trees taking a nap. It's crazy. It's amazing to think about, but you guys need to look up biblical ways of eating and open your eyes. Look at the ways they ate in the Bible. Think about it. Meat in moderation in the winter. Just open your eyes and look at biblical ways of eating and try to make that change. Just try. If you get in the kitchen, you're going to have so much fun experimenting. You're like, I did that. I made that and I did it. Just take my message seriously because it's a smart way to think, eat a biblical diet. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.